So this is it. This is my final video as an Amazon delivery driver. The day has finally come and it's been a good 3 years. All things eventually come to an end and my DSP closed much more earlier than expected. So I haven't been to work for a few weeks now. We can get into that first and then we'll talk about my journey and experience as an Amazon delivery driver throughout these years. Was it a waste of time? Did I enjoy it as much as I portrayed it? Or was it even worth it? And then we could talk about what's next for me in the future. New job, UPS, post office. Anyways, let's start with my Amazon DSP closing early. On October 15, 2025, during the stand-up meeting, an announcement was made by my manager that him, the owner, and his business coach decided not to renew the contract for our DSP, thus ending our contract with Amazon, meaning that everyone on my team is essentially getting laid off. We're going out of business. During that stand-up meeting, my manager also announced that our last day would be November 15th, 2025, giving the team a 1 month's notice. Look, no one wants to lose their job, but getting a 1 month's notice from a DSP is actually a lot of time, if that was the case, which it wasn't. There's a subreddit on Reddit for Amazon delivery drivers, and there's a lot of stories that you hear and see about DSPs closing, and drivers only get a 2 weeks notice, a 1 week's notice. Sometimes they would get fired the day of. They would do their route, and when they got back to station, they found out they didn't have a job anymore. So getting a 1 month's notice was a pretty sweet deal if you ask me, if that's what were to happen. November 1st, 2025, 2 weeks after the announcement, I head to work. It's Saturday, I'm scheduled to work. When I get to the parking lot, I notice that there isn't as many cars as there should be. Like the parking lot's empty. Usually I see my coworkers' cars and I don't see Diego's Camaro. Mike got a new Kia Stinger and I didn't see that, so I get a little suspicious. I go inside and I don't see anybody. The whiteboards are white. Usually there's writing. The desk is cleared out and there's no one here. So I pull up the Sling app. The Sling app is the app we use for work. I'm assuming it's kind of like Slack. You could check your shifts, any important notifications. You can message your coworkers. So I log in and I see a notification from my dispatcher on the chat room that there's no work today. And I didn't get the notification because my Sling app always logs me out every like 2 weeks. Sling app team, please fix that. I'm like, whatever, I drive to work, no work, whatever. So I'm like, see you next week. Saturday is like the last day of the week, so. Saturday is also the day that the schedule gets posted for the next upcoming week. So you know what days you're supposed to come to work. Here's a screenshot of what it looks like when the shifts haven't been posted. And then here's a screenshot when you get your posted shifts. The schedule doesn't get posted Saturday, and then Sunday comes around and there's another notification that there's no work Sunday either. Things are kind of strange now. You see, sometimes this station closes randomly on random days. One time there was no power, so we couldn't come to work. Another time there was a big water pipe that broke on the main street and no one could get access to this building, so we closed down for that day too. So I didn't really worry too much, but 2 days in a row with just saying there's no work is what's going on. So Saturday and Sunday we don't work. Monday comes around, the schedule still hasn't been posted. So I texted one of my coworkers, Mike. I'm not sure if it's a me problem or everyone. So I messaged Mike. I'm like, yo, Mike, it's Chris. Did you get the work schedule for this weekend or this week? What's up, Chris? Nah, I didn't. I think it's gonna be posted late. I think Mike has some days on the front half meaning Sunday through Wednesday. I was like, okay, maybe Mike knows something I don't. Maybe he got a call because he works one of those days and yeah, they talked to him and they left it out of the group chat. So it kind of eased my anxiety. It eased my anxiety for like 20, 30 seconds because after that text he sent, or maybe not even at all. Now I know it's just not me. We're on the same boat. And then next day, Tuesday, we finally got the breaking news. Through the Sling app in the main chat room, I got a message from my manager. This is what he sent to all the drivers. Team, I appreciate everyone who worked for CWLG because we are shutting down earlier than expected. I'd rather everyone switched over to another DSP and work than to miss potentially more days waiting for us to return. I will reach out to other DSP owners and make sure they are willing to take mostly anyone who is interested. Again, I enjoy and appreciate everyone who joined Can't Wait Logistics. Some of y'all will hear from me soon. And yeah, that 1 month's notice turned into 2 weeks and no one knew about it. My days as an Amazon driver ended unexpectedly earlier than I had anticipated, meaning I can't make any more Amazon videos, unfortunately. I had a couple ideas. I want to do a video of my last route. I want to do a video celebrating with the team, but all that is just not possible anymore. I think the worst part for me is being out of a job 2 weeks earlier than expected. What also sucks is not having a formal goodbye to the team. The company ended so abruptly that most drivers didn't know that the last shift they worked was their very last shift that they actually worked. I remember the week before, I was just telling my dispatchers like, yeah, I'll see you next week, not knowing that'd be my last week here. There's a notion in America where you shouldn't be friends with your coworkers, just focus on your work, keep your work life and social life separate. For me, I'm kind of against that idea of thinking. I'm not saying your coworkers should be like your very best friends that you hang out all the time, but it's nice to have some camaraderie. If you're gonna spend 40 hours a week at your workplace, you might as well make the best of it. And because I see some of my coworkers as like my homies, it makes me sad to not be able to say goodbye. So I'll say here, goodbye to all my fellow coworkers. We had a lot of Haitians and it started with a few guys, but I guess you knew some people and then we just got a lot more Haitians. I think half our teams are Haitians now and you guys are some of the hardest working people. If there was a best time to get laid off, it would actually be around this time. Peak's about to start next week. In America, Thanksgiving's next week. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the week or days after Thanksgiving. And we have Christmas, the holidays. I know most of you transferred to other DSPs in the building. And then some of you guys are looking for new jobs. Best of luck to you all. I also want to thank the leadership team for, instead of condemning my videos, you encouraged it. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that because there are many DSPs that wouldn't see the value in my videos and would have stopped me a long time ago. Thank you and goodbye. Also, thank you to everyone who came up to me because they seen me from my videos. It was truly a pleasure to meet you guys because on YouTube, you guys are just a number, but seeing you guys in real life makes me more appreciative to see who I'm talking to. I'm glad that I can make some sort of a difference in your life. Just give you some perspective of what the job's like. My last video, I mentioned that it was someone famous that owned my DSP. If you guys are a football fan, more specifically American football, my DSP owner was former Jets player Bart Scott. I never met him, but I heard through the grapevines that in the very beginning, he used to be part of the day-to-day operations. I guess he got tired of it, so he outsourced that job to my manager, who I believe was a former driver. I have a funny story about Bart Scott. So when I got this job at this DSP, my dispatcher, currently Marie, she had to interview me to make sure I'm not like a scumbag and set my expectations for this DSP. Right as we sat down at the table, she goes, "Oh, it looks like the owner of our DSP is on TV." I'm like, what? What now? It's like, yeah, look, take a look. And I look, ESPN is on. It's a talk show host, and it's Bart Scott. He's in like a nice tuxedo. I guess he's like a commentator of some sort on ESPN. And yeah, that was very funny. It's like, wow, the guy who owns me is on TV. He's famous. He's more famous than me. There's also a famous clip of him. It was a post-game interview where he beats the Patriots in the very important playoff games where the Jets were the underdogs. He does the interview, and at the very end of the interview, the interviewer goes, "Oh, we'll see you in Pittsburgh." And he goes, "Can't wait." And do you know what the name of our DSP is? Can't Wait Logistics. Was Amazon worth it or a waste of time? I know a lot of people in the comments are gonna say it's a waste of time, and it definitely wasn't worth it for them. Is it the best job? No. Are there worse jobs out there? Yes. For me, I've enjoyed my time here as an Amazon delivery driver. I think as humans, we live very long lives, and spending 3 years at a dead-end job isn't that much time if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. Even though my knowledge and skills have plateaued here at the job, I was able to build a library of videos for future Amazon drivers. A guide for those who want to see what it's like to drive for Amazon. A guide for those who are unsure if they should work here, if they can work here. And also not just a guide, just to entertain, just to have fun, you know? We all come to this YouTube platform to just relax, you know? We don't want to stress. See what other delivery drivers are doing on the road. And there were many Amazon driver YouTubers before me, and I just wanted to join in the fun, just to see what it's like, because I was already doing it at FedEx. I want to experience what a different company was like, more so than the monetary value I would gain from it. And yeah, the first 2 years were pretty good, you know, I couldn't complain. I think the third year though was, I've been here too long for my own good. It was hard to get up out of bed. But that's with any job. Like, if you do it for a long time, eventually you'll get tired and sick of it. Just depending when. For some people, it might be a few years, sometimes a few months, sometimes a few days. I did have chances here to be promoted, but I've always declined. For one, the pay only increased just by a little, maybe like an extra $1. Two, I hate being in this warehouse. Time goes so slow, and if you've been with me for the beginning, like I used to work here at Amazon for like 2 years, night shift, and it just sucks. It's soul sucking. At least when I'm a driver, it's soul sucking and I'm outside, but when you're in the building at like 2 a.m. in the night shift, it's, I don't know. It does something to you. And all the noises, like all the beeping noises, like doo 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 doo. I know all of them. They gave me a little PTSD from when I used to work here. So I'd rather be a driver than being a person that stays inside and oversees everything. There's a Disney movie that I just recently watched called Soul. There are really two key points in the movie: purpose of life and desire to live, or the will to live. It looks at the story of a music teacher, Joe Gardner, who he dreams of playing jazz professionally. One day he's able to audition for a job, for a gig with a famous musician, and turns out he got the job. And it's everything he always wanted. So they tell Joe, yo, come back tonight, we're gonna play the show, and you're gonna play the piano. So it's that night, and he's jamming on the piano. He's in flow state, as they call it in the movie. Not sure if that's what they call it, that's what I call it. He's just loving every single second of it, just playing, just in the zone, playing the piano, just grooving. And it was everything he ever imagined. And at the end, like, he asked the famous musicians, like, yo, what now? And he's like, oh, I'll see you tomorrow night. And Joe's like, oh, okay. And Joe's like a little shocked. He's like a little, like, whoa, like, is that it? He takes the train home, and on the train home, he's a little sad. He looks sad. He gets a little sad because it's not what he made it out to be. Or he hit his dreams, and it's like, now what? What now? I think as humans, we often mistake our dream jobs as our life purpose. It's like when you get your dream job, you're like, oh, this is awesome for like a few days. Not even a few days, maybe a few years. But then there comes a time when you start asking yourself, like, is this really it? I remember I had that same feeling when I became a real estate assistant under an agent with my real estate license. And in one of the most nicest neighborhoods in New Jersey, Hoboken. It's right on the water, it overlooks New York City, and they have condos for like millions of dollars just because of the view of the city. And don't get me wrong, that job was great, but it's like everything I dreamed of, but when I got it, it was like, oh, is this it? Just like, but that's when COVID hit, and then like my life kind of restarted because I lost that job and I went back to FedEx, and then my YouTube channel was growing. I guess what I'm really trying to get out of this is, like, with any job, will I always feel this way? Is it just the money that would make us happier? There's also another part of the movie where Joe is trying to teach a soul to find her spark, or life's purpose. They try a lot of activities but couldn't find her spark. So Joe takes her to Earth, and on Earth they just go through his life. She eats a slice of pizza, she gets a fresh cut from the barbershop, she catches one of those helicopter leaves that falls in the fall. She's never experienced anything like this before. She's a soul, remember that, she's a soul. And when they return to the soul world, they find out that she found her spark. But Joe realizes that a spark isn't about life's purpose, but just to live life. Enjoy the small things that life has to offer you. Life's about the journey and not the destination, and I feel like that's how I've been living my life these past few years. Even though I work at Amazon, I try to find the best in it. I'll never forget all the sunsets I saw. I'll never forget all the good food I ate. I remember someone needed a rescue in the hood. It was a spring day, the first day of spring for New Jersey, and I was driving. It's 6 o'clock, the sun's about to set, and everyone's outside. It's just like, whoa. Felt like it was a block party, and I don't know, just experiencing that is like so cool. It sounds so lame, but for me it was just so magical. I don't know. And I remember like towns like West Orange during like fall peak foliage. I don't remember, it's called Indian Road in West Orange, and it's like a forest on both sides. But since it was like peak fall, the roads is covered with leaves that are orange, red, and yellow. And it's like that surrounding you. I just like exploring all the New Jersey towns I wouldn't have explored if it wasn't for Amazon. Essex Falls felt like a town in the forest. Edgewater's a prestigious town that sits on the water and overlooks New York City. I hit 100,000 subscribers when I was here. And I was also able to give back to the drivers during our last peak season. The energy I felt that day is something I'll never forget. These are memories that I will always cherish forever. So at this point, I'm just ranting. What's next for me in life? I truly don't know, but that's okay. Because the other reality is staying here at Amazon for like another 5, 10 plus years. I feel like in your 20s is a time you can try new things without really facing any consequences. In my early 20s, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I had no clue whatsoever. But now that I'm 30, I'm still uncertain, but I have this hope that things will turn out to be okay. I believe in myself much more now. Hard work always pays off. And being 30, some of my friends are getting married around this time. And I'm just here alone with my dog and a YouTube channel. I know I'll get there eventually, you know, have a family, have kids, have a car. I have that, but maybe a big house. Those are the eventual end goals. Like I said, we live long lives and I think we're on different paths. So comparing me to others wouldn't do me any good. There's a saying that comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that we're all on our own time, our own schedule. I think I'm due for a very long vacation and hopefully soon. And you know what? I'm gonna take you guys with me. So hopefully I won't be gone too long for this channel. It's cold right now in New Jersey and the sun goes down at like 4 p.m. I hate this time of year. This is my very last Amazon video. Although we do have Amazon Flex, since we do have more time, I'll probably be doing it on the side more because being unemployed, not fun. It'll give me something to do. Thank you guys for watching. Whether you were here from the beginning or you started watching last week, thank you. If you don't want to watch me anymore, I 100% understand. Thanks for riding with me and I wish everyone the best of luck. I can't tell if this is just the end for me or if it's just the start of the beginning. I truly don't know. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Guys, it's the first snow day in New Jersey. Here it is. It's beautiful. So pretty. Check it out. Guys, it's crazy out here. Look! It's hailing too. Can you see it? Oh my god, I can't deliver. Oh my god. Got delivery in the mall. Yeah, this mall is pretty dead. As you can see, it's like no one here.
You going in the 2 phones? Yo!
Making a TikTok.
I said.
There it is. We got the FedEx, got the ups, and we got Amazon. So this EV is in park right now. It can't go and drive, so I'm picking up the driver and we're gonna do both our routes in this. All right, he's gonna do it. No! Not the EV. Oh. Bro, I thought you were a baller. Me and Ryan just got done with our route. So Ryan's truck just broke down, his EV. So we had to finish his route, plus do my route as well. And this is the end result. 8 o'clock, good finish time. Picking up some Amazon vans in the Bronx. And we got our vans back. Looking a little dusty in here, but you know, it is what it is. The emergency lights are on, and we have a power outage at Amazon. Take all the packages you can find and take them home. It's a free-for-all. Looks like somebody in the warehouse thought it'd be funny to give me all blue totes. What the heck? That's why you can't leave packages in apartment mail rooms, because people be stealing them. You can't even trust your own neighbors. I'll show you the richer parts of the neighborhoods I deliver to. So here's one house, mansion. Check that out. I just made a delivery right there. And then you got those houses up there. And we got this house right here. It's very cool, very inspirational. Maybe someday